Oasis, we're coming back together. We're coming back home, and I can't wait. We have a $500,000 goal that we need to reach on New Year's night and before. The pandemic has affected everybody differently, but what we did is we sold, and we continue to pay our bills. We continue to help the community. We also bought a church, opened a TV and movie studio, expanded ourselves online. We were able to keep a lot of staff. We were able to do so much for so many people. We had to find a way to fund humanitarianism and to fund the Acts 2 church, doing what God told us to do as a church in the middle of a pandemic. God has kept us through this whole time, but I need your help. And I'm so excited to be reopening Oasis Church. We've been on the Word Network for years. We've done ministry all over the globe. I'm excited about reopening the church. Hey, I'm so excited about this throwback today. This is going to change your life. I want you to check this out. This is a moment that God really moved, and this is a part of the teaching right here. I don't want you to miss it. Check this out. Never let what you've lost stop you from reaching for what you're going to gain. God has to cut and make room. If you think about planting, if you think about gardening, I'm already in my teaching. If you think about gardening, every gardener or farmer knows. The inexperienced eye says, the tree looks perfect. Doesn't it, sir? It looks beautiful. The foliage is beautiful. It's produced fruit. It's doing great. And then the farmer comes and does something that looks crazy. He cuts it, and he prunes it, and he clips it, and he hurts it, and he damages it, and he takes beautiful leaves and he cuts it off. And we would say, why? What are you doing? When I look at things pruned, it looks like it's gonna die, but the farmer knows something the inexperienced eye doesn't know. That if I prune it, it grows bigger. If I prune it, it has more potential. Touch somebody close to you and tell them God's been pruning you. But you're moving into your growing season now. You're moving into your growth season now. If you believe it, clap your hands and say, I believe it. I believe it, I believe it, I believe it. And so, if you're gonna move to the next place, you have to invest. God spoke to me, and I'm so happy this year because this is gonna be a sweatless season for many of us. Somebody say sweatless. Oh man. Some of y'all been with me a long time, and it was years I said it was gonna be hard, and it was. For a lot of us, it's gonna be sweatless. We're gonna have things that's gonna happen, but it's gonna be sweatless because of your posture. Somebody say, I'm gonna have a sweatless investment season. It's gonna be a sweatless. Okay, so let's get into it. I just want to teach quickly today. The kingdom gives you a good name and a contented life. That's what I'm talking about today. I want you to understand my goal. My goal is still to induce giving. I want you guys to understand I'm after you giving resources. I am intentional about provoking you and equipping you and helping your faith to grow so you can give. Many people here and that's connected don't give it all. This is a season for you to give finances into the kingdom. This is the season. And then others, we are givers like me. I'm pushing myself. I will give as a person more than I've ever given in my entire life in 2019. I'm going to give more money. I'm going to give more acts of kindness. I'm going to do more for people than I've ever done in my life this far. Let me tell you why. Because I know as an individual, as Anthony Murray and Pastor Anthony, I know as an individual, the only way that I'm going to be able to manifest and move to the next phase of my purpose and my destiny, I have to break into it with sacrifice, amen, and obedience. The Bible says your obedience is better than your sacrifice. So I'm going to sacrifice, but that's not first. I'm sacrificing because of my obedience. God has instructed me. He says, if you want to go to the next place, I don't want you to be afraid to teach your church, and then I want you to lead out on your own yourself. Touch somebody close to you and tell them, come on with me, come on with me, come on with me. There is no difference between the rich and the poor in God's kingdom. God promises a good name to all his citizens, a good name. I want you to be a better person. I want to be a better man. I want you to be a better teenager. I want you to be a better college student. When you go on campus, I want you to be better. I don't want you to think you better than anybody, but I want you to know you better. Come on, somebody. I know you was taught a little different. I don't want you to walk around stuck up and acting funny. I don't want you to think you better. I want you to know you're better. Come on. I am better, and because I'm better, I won't do that. Come on, y'all. Because I'm better, I won't think like that. Because I'm better, I don't follow the crowd. You're a trendsetter. If you notice me, I don't follow the crowd. I set the pace. Come on, y'all. I set the pace for the culture. I set the pace. And that's who you are. We're all connected. God promises a good name to his citizens. Comprehension is the original sin, or comparison is the original sin and continues today. But status is from God, and he gives positions according to his desire. And so God has given you this position in the earth. You just got to see it. He's given you this position in life. You just got to see it. That was one of my biggest challenges, is to see myself the way God saw me. To believe believe in myself the way God believed in me. I talked about us being in the lunchroom. You saw the picture. Did you see that picture of the ugly building? I put a banner on it with a building we wanted to build, and people said, "Are you crazy?" I said, "One day our church gonna look like that." I had to put an image out there on the wall so I can continue to believe what God showed me. And guess what? When you believe in yourself, then God will send other people to believe in you too. Some of you are waiting on other people to encourage you. They can't encourage you until you encourage yourself. They can't believe in you until you believe in yourself. And so one of the ways for you to break into this new person that God's wanting you to be, you've got to sacrifice. And that's why the enemy fights money so much. He fights giving so much. He fights us with money. Think about my life at 29. Money was telling me I couldn't do it. My age wasn't really telling me. Money was saying, you don't have it. You can't do it. You can't afford it. You can't afford to be blessed. You can't afford to be obedient. You can't afford to do what God's called you to do. And so what God instructed me to do is break off some of what I already have. If I can't trust you with a little, I can't trust you with a lot. He says, don't despise the days of small beginnings. If God can't trust you with a little, he can't trust you with a lot. And when you get a lot, he's got to still be able to trust you. Because God never gives us resources just for us. He gives us resources for other people. Has anybody ever been kind to you? Let me tell you something this year, and I want to thank all of you for being kind to me. I know it seems weird. You think because I'm up here, everybody's kind to me. Everybody's not kind. I get a lot of jealousy. Anybody got haters? I get a lot of expectations. People put more expectations on me than they do their own selves. Come on, y'all. Let's tell the truth. So when I was shown kindness, it broke something in me. It unlocked something in me. And that's why God needs to take you through things to grow you. Don't be afraid of going through. There is a blessing. Come on, somebody. There is a blessing. There is a blessing on the other side of what you're going through. So watch this. Keep your eyes on God and on your personal prosperity, and it will keep you contented. I want to talk about what this word contented means. It's beautiful. It's contented. It means to be happy, at ease. It means, here's some synonyms: at peace, cheerful, comfortable, content, glad, gratified, pleased, satisfied, serene, thankful. Here's another thing that I want to talk about when you're contented with your life. You don't live in fear. See, people who are contented with their life don't live in fear. It don't mean you don't want more. I want more. I always want more. I'm going to be 85 wanting more. I'm going to be 90 like, yeah, let's keep going. I'm going to be 90 years old trying to have vision. They're going to be like, well, you sit your old behind down. I'm going to be like, I ain't old as you think I am. Let me tell you something. It don't mean that you don't want more, but it's understanding how to manage and be happy with what God's giving you and how to use it to its maximum potential. And so when I'm contented, it means I have no fear. I'm not afraid to release. I'm not afraid to give. I'm not so attached to anything that I can't give it. Let me tell you what I learned, Jerry. Everything I got, God gave it to me. And if God requires me to give, then I got to do it. If God gave me this good personality where I can get joy when other people can't, then I got to help other people get joy when they don't have the strength to be joyous. Then I got to come in their life and give them some joy. Come on, y'all.
Anybody got a peace in your spirit? Peace? Anybody don't have no? You've been drama free 2018. Anybody been drama? You don't want no mess. You don't want no crap. You don't want to hear about it. You don't want to be involved. You got to share that with somebody else. Anybody God's blessed you with a raise? He blessed you with a job. He blessed you with some money. He blessed you with some stuff. He blessed you with some things. Some of you would not believe 3 years ago that you would live like you living now. Anybody here? If I'm talking to you, make some noise. I know some of you online watching. How many people in here said, I wouldn't have thought 3 years ago I could live like I live now? Who did it? God did it. And if you think you're doing good now, you better put your seatbelt on. If you think you shouting now, you better put your seatbelt on. If you think you happy now, you better put your seatbelt on. Get ready, because God is about to outdo what he's already done in your life. Let me say it again. God is about to outdo what he's already done in your, oh, that felt good. God is about to outdo. God is in competition with himself about you. But the problem is he can't bless people who won't obey him. God is speaking to you about giving. He's speaking to you about it. I know he is, because he's been whooping me and telling me you better not be scared. Don't you stand up there and tell him. If you stand up there and tell him, I'll reject you and put another preacher in your place. Y'all think I'm playing? If you don't do what I'm telling you to do, I'll eject you, I'll put you out, and I'll put somebody else in the game. I said, no, coach, coach, let me tell them the truth. God has already been speaking to you about giving. Not just in church, but in your life, living a life from a baseline of gratitude. Living a life from a baseline of generosity. You got to be willing to do it. And as God's been telling me what he's going to do with the church, he's showing me I'm going to do it by many or by few. On the video, I said, play the video again, because I had a meeting and I had a church full of people. We had about 200 people, 6-7 months, right? In the lunchroom. And I said, I'm having a church meeting. I found the building. I thought everybody was going to stay. I thought the whole church was excited. Oh yeah, everybody going to stay. Do you know them people left? Do you know everybody but 12 people? Only 12 people stayed. Somebody say prune. Now, we kept growing exponentially. We grew over 1,000 members in year 4, right? We were the fastest growing church in this city for 7 years, fastest growing church. But 12 people stayed, and I got discouraged. But I was too scared to disobey God and leave, because April, I wanted to say, you know what, forget this. I quit. 12 people stayed. But out of 12 people that stayed, do you know we got most of the money to do what we needed to do? One couple walked up and said, Pastor, they didn't even want nobody to know. They grabbed me after the meeting. Let me tell you how, that's what I'm telling you. Some of you need to get excited, because God's got one more day. Somebody say he got 24 hours. God's got one more day. Some of you are making decisions based on the clock. You got to make a decision based on God's calendar. The meeting was over. Do you hear me, man? The meeting was over, man. And they came to me after the meeting and said, Pastor, go get your church. That was the first time I've ever received a large check of a donation. And guess what? We're sitting in what God showed me back then. That's the kind of God we serve. So God he wanted to use them as a conduit to be a blessing. Now, they're tremendously blessed, and the church has been tremendously blessed. God used the church to bless them, and he used them to bless the church. Somebody say, I want to be a blessing. God's already been speaking to many of you, and it's time for you to let it go. It's time for you to release it. And it's time for you to make a decision over and over again that I'm going to be a part of what God's doing. I'm not leaving. I'm not quitting. I'm not throwing up the towel. I'm not going to run off. I know where God's called me to be. Some of my friends that brought me, sometimes God will use people to get you in position that can't go with you where you're going. It don't make them bad people. Sometimes God will just use a friend to invite you. Come on, somebody. And they went on with their life. They're doing great. But God used them to put you in position to prosper. Do you understand what I'm telling you? So again, you got to be at peace with this. This word contented means happy and at ease. It means I'm not afraid. So watch this. Living a contented life, when you do that, you'll always be able to expand, because you don't live in fear. You're not living agitated. You're not living confused and frustrated. Contentment is ease of mind, is happiness and satisfaction. To be content doesn't mean you don't desire more. It means you're thankful for what you have and you're patient for what's to come. Contented kingdom citizens live from a baseline of generosity. Philippians chapter 4, verse 12, it's mind-blowing. I want to give you this for a homework assignment because when we come here tomorrow night, how many of y'all coming for New Year's? It's going to be crazy. I can't wait. And some of y'all stay home because you made a choice and I'm going to get you. No, you're going to be here tomorrow. It's going to be crazy because you want to come into a year right. You want to start a year right. I was doing construction and I had a tile guy years ago. And I said, why are you taking so long with this first row of tiles? I left an hour ago and you only got like 6 tiles done. And he stopped me. He really put me in check, and I need to be in check because I didn't have the critical eye. He says, let me tell you something, sir. I've been doing tile for 20 years. I said, all right. So he said, let me show you something, young man. He just went on sun me. I was like, all right. He said, what you got to do is you got to take your time and you got to get the room square and you got to get each tile cut and lined up right. Because if I take the time to get all these first row of tiles right, the rest of the room going to be right. He says inexperienced tilers go fast with the front, and then when it's over, you look at the room and the room is everywhere. And when we go into New Year's, giving, hearing the word, worshiping, and fellowshipping, we're telling God, I'm taking my time to start my year off right. And if I start my year off right, I can command the blessing over the rest of the year. Do you understand? Here's your homework assignment. I want you to read Philippians 4. Read it all because I don't have the time to exegetically explain to you what Paul was saying, being in prison and being in need and being happy and being sad and going through all of these challenges. But he said this one thing that I want you to see. Philippians chapter 4, verse 12. He says, I know what it is to be in need. And I know what it is to have plenty. I'm almost done. I've learned the secret of being content in every situation. What is the secret? I underlined it. I underlined the secret. He says, I've learned the secret of being content in any and every situation. This is what we need to be after. Whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. Here's the answer to the secret. Look what he says. Take a picture. It says, I can do all things through him who gives me strength. You got to ask the second question. Who's the him? Christ. Paul was saying, if I keep my relationship intact with Christ, there's nothing I can't live without. And there's nothing that I can't handle living with. Some of y'all didn't shout yet because a lot of us have been used to living without so long we can't shout. But God's about to change the game and flip the script. He's about to take you from being the lender and not the, I wish I had about 100 people. The lender and not the borrower, the head and not the tail, above and not beneath. Put it back on and put it back up real quick. I underlined it. He says this, I can do all things through him who gives me strength, through Christ who will give me strength. In this season, God's going to give you strength to manage wealth. Some of you ain't ready to shout, but if you don't leave me, if you stick with me, give me about 60 more days. When I finish with you, you're going to understand I got the right to give and I got the right to prosper. I'm grabbing 2019 by the throat and I'm telling 2019, I'm not under the earth curse. Jesus came and fulfilled every curse that he put on Adam. He came and satisfied the law. He came and satisfied guilt, shame, condemnation, and I command the ground to produce for me. And then when you walk to work, when you walk in the interview, you walk in with a different swagger on you. You don't walk in the interview hoping they give you a job. You walk in the interview deciding which job you're going to take. When I walk in the interview, I'm coming to make this company better. Listen, the managers and the bosses, when they meet me, they start getting excited. I hope he take the job. Do y'all think it's going to be enough what we offer him? Nope. I need you to offer me a little bit more. Because if I come work for your company, I'm going to make this whole floor blessed. I'm going to make this every cubicle on my floor. Listen, the bottom line going to go up. Let me tell you something. The profitability of the corporation is going to increase because you hire me. I want you to understand discord is going to stop because I work here. You okay? Because I work on this floor. We're going to have unity and peace in the break room. Because when I walk in, people know it's drama-free, baby. People start asking me, what am I doing? The steps of a good man or woman are ordered by the Lord. You need to hire me because I got a vision for this company. Dream with me, boss. You got to understand that many of us can't shout. I feel like preaching in here because we've been struggling so long. And you don't understand, you got a right to some stuff, and it has nothing to do with your past. It has everything to do with who God called you to be. What? You got rights to stuff. Some of you got to get so excited about your right that you tell the devil, devil, I speak to you myself. I don't need the pastor to pray for me. I don't need the deacons to pray for me today. I don't need the ministers to pray for me. I don't need nobody to throw no oil on me. Devil, I'm telling you myself, get your hand off my money. Get your hand off my children. Get your hand off my family. Get your hand off my mind. Get your hand out of my stuff. Devil, the Bible says if I resist you, you got to flee. Man shall live by bread alone, by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. I feel my help coming. I feel my help coming. I feel my help coming. Contentment, here's a famous quote, is the highest form. Contentment is the greatest form of wealth. I be preaching to the millionaires. I be talking to my bosses. These big boys, man, they be balling. I be like, what you have, the only people who are impressed with what you have is who don't have it. When you get in a room with a real man, we all got it. So who are you? I don't care nothing about your Benz. Care nothing about your Gucci's. Care nothing about your new watch player. Are you for real? Because the only people impressed by what you got is who don't have it. And the people who have it, the ones who you want to impress are the ones that's got it. So the only way you impress a real G or a real boss woman or a real boss guy is who you are authentically as a person. Are you comfortable in your skin? Stop dumbing yourself down to make people happy. Walk and be yourself and know that God's got you. And then he says, I'll give you the power to get wealth. Closing, Pastor, what are you doing? I'm trying to get you to understand why you should be a giver. And why you have to evolve and ascend into a man or a woman that's not bound by the critics of losers. The criticism of losers. Some of you got people telling you crazy for coming to this church and crazy for trusting God, and they jealous of you the whole time. They telling you what you shouldn't drive and what you shouldn't wear and what you shouldn't have, but if they could kill you and be you, they would. But guess what? They can't have your favor. Touch your neighbor and tell them, you can't have my favor. That's why I don't have to be jealous of you, because I got favor. You don't have to lose for me to win, because I got favor. I got favor. People ask me, what about this person? I tell them they ain't Anthony Murray. I had a dude call me and ask me the other day, why would you bring this kind of person to your church? Do you think people would leave and go there? I said, I'm Anthony Murray. What are you talking about? I don't bring it on. I'm the best at being me. Nobody can beat me being me. Touch your neighbor and tell them, can't nobody beat you being you. Who can out Anthony Murray me? Nobody. Who can out be you? Let me close. Gratitude and love are always multiplied when you give freely. Freely. Not because you're being manipulated. And not because somebody's choking you out. And not because, I just want a blessing. When you give from your heart freely. Some of you don't have good friends because you're selfish. They don't want to hang with you because it's always about you. Stop going to the party empty-handed. Go and get a 2-liter and a bag of chips. It'll cost you $3.99 and show up with something in your hand. Sometimes you have some wisdom for somebody. Stop needing help all the time. Hey, how you doing? Well, can you tell me what you think? Oh my God. I can't wait never to see you again. Every time I get in your presence, I feel like I'm drained. I want friends that when I get around them, I feel full. Iron sharpens iron. Mary and Martha, babies leap because both of them had something in them that touched each other. And the babies, John and Jesus, start moving in the bellies. That's a relationship. David and Jonathan, that's a relationship. But many of you don't have good friends because you're selfish. I know that hit hard, right? I'm closing. Pow, pow. Close. You're selfish. It's always about you. Your conversation's about you. Everything. And that's why you always struggle. Some people ain't never going to have nothing. They're going to come to church and sit right next to you every Sunday, get the same word, get the same message, and they ain't going to make it because they ain't going to change. But it won't be you. Oh, look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, I got favor. And favor ain't fair. I may don't have all the money I need, but I got favor. Money don't bring favor, but favor will bring the money. Slap somebody a high five and say, neighbor, I got favor. I may not have friends, but I got favor. And if I get enough favor, favor will bring the friends. Friends don't bring favor, but favor bring the friends. Eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, and neither has it entered the hearts of men what God is going to do in your life. I'm done. Let me give you this prophetic word and we're done. We're going to get ready for New Year's night. I want you to come with your seed ready. I want you to come to get ready to give. I want you to come ready to worship. I want you to come ready to hear the word. I want you to come with expectation because God is going to meet us. And if I've never told you anything true and I've been telling you the truth, check my record. This will be a pivotal, critical year for us. It will be a sweatless season of investing. And God is going to do stupid, crazy things in the culture. He's going to do crazy things. We're going to grow exponentially in our lives and in our church. Here's a prophetic word. God's inspiring people to give big finances to fund the kingdom agenda. Many of you, God spoke to you already. It's time for you to release it. It's time for you to sow it. It's time for you to do it. Pastor Wright, get ready to come for our offering. Some will have a curse on their money because of disobedience and refusal to release it. I hadn't talked about a curse in 13 years. I'm going to teach about that later and tell you what it is. It's basically when God can't do what he want to do for you because you won't trust him. You love him, but you don't trust him. All of us have loved ones. That's good. Take a picture. All of us have people that we love, but we don't trust them. Trust God. Here's the next thing God told me. He says, redefine your outcome by changing the words. You're not your issue. You are not what happened to you. You are not what you did wrong. You are not your latest sin. Stop introducing yourself as, hey, I'm such and such with lupus. Hey, I'm such and such with a record. Hey, I'm such and such. Hey, I'm such and, hey, yeah, that's me. I'm such and such. I've been fired. That's me. Hey, I'm such and such. I'm sad. Stop defining yourself by what happened to you or whatever you did. Define yourself by who God said you are. Walk in your authenticity and be who God called you to be. God will help you work out your stuff if you'll put him first in your head. He'll help you work your mess out if you'll trust and believe that he's called you for something great. Look through the Bible. Everybody God used. There's no prophet. There's no king. There's no evangelist. There's no pastor. There is no person in the Bible that God used to do great things without a bad past. Paul said, when I would do good, evil was always present. Oh, wretched man that I am. Who shall deliver me from this body of death? Jesus will do it. So Paul started redefining himself. God didn't use anybody to do anything great with a clean past. The only person that God used with a clean past was Jesus. Even his disciples had dirt. Come on, man. Peter went to cussing and lying, denying Jesus. Jesus said, one of y'all gonna deny me. Peter said, it ain't gonna be me. He said, you devil, shut up. Before the cock crow one time, whatever he said, you're gonna be lying. Because you lie, but you're still a good disciple. You just be lying sometimes. You be cussing sometimes. Last two, and I got to go. Old school serving. This is the prophetic word. Faithfulness and following Jesus is what's cool. The new swagger will be, I am a rap star, but I work on the connection team at my church. Here's a new, I see the future. God's always showed me the future. He's always showed me the future. I helped make all this cool. When I came up, you had to wear a shirt and tie with a jacket or you was going to hell every Sunday. Let me tell you what's coming back. Old and new is coming back. Old school and new school, there's a collision. And God is saying, I'm going to raise up major people that's going to do stupid, crazy things. You'll be an Instagram star, right? With 2 million followers, right? Getting paid on YouTube, but teaching by a life group every Tuesday night. That's the new swag. That's the new sauce. Why should I tell y'all? It's like President Carter, the President of the United States, teach Sunday school. People go to see him teach Sunday school right now. That's the new swag. That's the new drip. That's the new sauce. Here's the last one. Hearing and believing God. Hearing, believing, and applying the word will give you immediate results. When you learn a principle, you activate it right then. Don't say, I'm going to the gym tomorrow. Hallelujah. Lord, help us all. When you feel inspired, do it now. Because the enemy will steal it. I love you so much. We're going to get ready.
Hey, I told you that message was fire. Listen, you have to apply it in your life. Don't let it just be entertaining. Don't let it just be a good moment. You got to keep applying it to your life. I'm excited. Let's go. How do you get in this? I've been trying to figure out, how do I get you to understand how to give your life to Jesus? And I keep thinking about the thieves on the cross. You got Jesus and 2 people next to him. You got one dude on one side. You got another dude on the other. One guy says, if you got all that, get us off. Well, you know, Jesus don't say nothing else about him. The other man said, you must be Jesus. I believe in you. Would you please remember me? Jesus said today. He didn't say 10 years from now. He didn't say you got to go undo all your wrongs. He didn't say you got to uncommit crimes. He didn't say you got to live for 10 years and be perfect first. He says, because of your heart and because of your faith, today you're going to be with me in paradise. That tells me logically and by faith that this is something that happens instantaneously. I believe in my heart. I confess with my mouth that Jesus died on the cross for my sins. I'm sick of the devil and all of his minions running my life. I reject Satan and I accept Christ. I believe in my heart. I confess with my mouth that Jesus died for my sins. I'm saved by faith and I'm saved by grace. In Jesus' name, amen. Don't go anywhere. Hey, my name is Anthony Murray. I'm so excited to be unlocking you today. I want to get to know you personally. I have books, I have coaching, and all kind of stuff that I need to get to you right now. I have a book entitled, What Happened to Your Dreams. It's all about redefining and rediscovering your God-given purpose and dreams. I'll walk you step by step with this book on how to do it. One of my favorite chapters is talking about your personal greatness. And that, listen, you were born to inspire. Some of the things you've gone through in your life was all to get you to this point. You need to get the book. Let me send it to you. Text AMM to 52886 and connect with me. Join me. Become a part of what we're doing. Also, if you'd like to get the book, go to Amazon.com and you can get it right now. I'm so excited about unlocking you, but I need your help. Tell 3 people that Anthony Murray is live and he's ready to unlock. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Pastor Anthony Murray has influenced thousands of people. He has been unlocking people for over 20 years. From starting his first youth group, Club VFL, and inspiring students all over Atlanta to give their lives to God and be cool doing so, to starting Oasis Family Life Church, where families have found their safe place. Giving back to people and the community have been a priority for Oasis. Under Pastor Anthony's leadership, people and businesses have been blessed. People have connected and have been encouraged to start their own businesses, write their first book, go after their dreams, and not to settle for not enough or just enough, but to seek God and trust Him to provide more than enough. It is under Pastor Anthony's leadership where people have become saved, families have been blessed, and dreams have been ignited. Pastor Anthony is a leader of alpha men who serve and work in ministry, lead their families to loving God and putting God first.
And it taught us we need God.
Pastor Anthony started Oasis with just a handful of people and $1,500. Before Oasis became what it is today, as Biggie Smalls said, it was all a dream.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine.
God has given Pastor Anthony a vision for every year Oasis has been in ministry. 2007, the year of closure. 2008, the year of new beginnings and new opportunities. 2009, the year of completion and closure. 2010, the year of vision. 2011, the year to fly. 2012, the year of miracles. 2013, the year of the doer. 2014, the year of the harvest. 2015, the year of the dreamer. 2016, the year of celebration and recovery. 2017, the year of expansion. 2018, the year of incredible faith. 2019, the year of investment. 2020, the year of 10. 2021, the year of kingdom ease. And 2022, the year to go.
Just go. Somebody say go.
In 2006, starting out in the lunchroom at Hiram High School to building a mega ministry with 3 properties and people connected to the ministry from all around the world, Oasis has grown to be a staple in the community, and Pastor Anthony's vision is just beginning. Happy 45th birthday, Pastor Anthony. You are an influencer. You are a trendsetter. You are a visionary. You are a mighty man of God. You are the unlocker.
My name is Anthony Murray, and you just been unlocked.
We salute you